guys, it's Carter. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day today. Now in today's video, we are going to be talking about the best strategy to grow that small account, that $100, $200, $300 account that you're just having a hard time growing. Maybe you've taken a couple of trades and you're just having a hard time being consistent with it. We're going to cover everything you need and what I do every single day. So like, follow, and if you want to learn more about trading to cut down on that learning curve, check out our school. It's fantastic. We have private live streams, quizzes, lectures, a group chat, but more importantly, we teach you to trade. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's not alerts or anything like that. We're not going to be over promising. We're not going to be showing you these get rich quick stuff. No, this is strategy. This is setups. This is how to enter, why to enter. This is how to find stock. So check it out. And you guys can get 50% off by using code FALL. It's an early fall sale. Check it out down below. And let's jump into this. So probably the biggest thing about growing a small account, honestly, is just like going to the gym. And what I mean by that, if you go to the gym, one time and you work out, you're not going to see results. If you go 2 times, you're not going to see results. You just got to go consistently in order to see the results of going to the gym. Trading, investing is the exact same thing. You got to have that ideology of, okay, I understand the game and I understand that this is going to take a while. A lot of people go into trading, honestly, having these unrealistic expectations of becoming a millionaire in 30 days or making $1,000 a week in 30 days and all this stuff. And I just want to say one other thing. The traders, right, that are in the top 5%. So think of like the best of the best traders. They make a whopping 3% per month. So think of that. If you have $100, right, to be in the top 5%, you just have to make $3 on that $100. Yeah. So now when you look at it and you go, okay, I'm being consistent. Maybe when my account goes to $103, I'm doing things right. And I think this is what a lot of people realize is, trying to grow that small account. Most of you know good strategies, but it's okay. I'm up 3%. Maybe let's take profit. Maybe let's thin out some shares because we're already in the green. And this is what a lot of people don't realize, So one other thing before we move on to the strategy is I've never lost money taking profit. So what I mean by that is if you're up in a trade and you're just unsure, maybe just take your profit and move on to other opportunity. All right, enough with that. Let's dive into the best setup. All right, so the stock here that we traded was Palantir, ticker symbol PLTR. Now, before you ever trade a stock, it's important to have a set list of criteria. So like a solid checklist before you ever buy a stock. So let's talk about why we bought in Palantir. So the first thing I look for is an upward trend. You guys will see that the stock has gone from $25 all the way up to over $190 in a little over a year span. So this thing gets a lot of buying pressure. The next thing I look at is support. Now, support could be a trend line. It also could be a moving average line. So getting our moving average lines back up, you guys can see that it hit that yellow line, which is a 50-day EMA line, and it just had a hard time selling below it, right? You guys will notice just the consistency on that, the consolidation. Also, in the past, it's hit it right several times, so it establishes good support here. So after that, I actually will go ahead and I'll pull the indicators tab back up and I'm going to look at an indicator called the RSI. The RSI stands for the Relative Strength Index. It tracks momentum. So you guys can see that it was trading near and around about a 39. The last time it was trading for a 39 was back in about here. And what happened? Right, let's look back at the previous time it was trading for a 39. Well, the stock went from 66 to about $126 in a month. So now I go, okay, we have a stock on an upward trend, sold off down to a 50-day moving average line, which is a recent support. Just because it's at a moving average line doesn't mean that there's buying pressure there. You want to look back at previous history and see if we've gotten support there. Now it's undervalued on the RSI. The next thing I look at is going to a lower time frame, like the hourly. And you guys can see that this thing, right, was on just this general downward trend, setting alert above that trend line and that 200-day EMA line, which is that red line. When the stock popped up above it, we had alerts, right? For those of you that watch our trading routine videos, you know one of the things I preach is setting alerts to be prepared. The stock popped up, our alert went off, we executed a trade, and a trend line formed. We sold about 80% of the shares this morning, and now it sold off and it hit right that 50-day EMA line, which is a recent support for the stock. Got some buying pressure. So now, as of right now, we still have that good upward trend, and we're just going to continue to hold the remainder 20% of our shares just in case if we get this thing to squeeze up even higher. We took a very similar position here with Walmart, and it panned out very, very, very well, right? If we go to the daily, let's go ahead and see. The daily had a heavy support on that trend line, so a little bit different, right? A little bit different of support. Let's go ahead and get our indicator tab back up so you guys can see it a little better. So you can see heavy support here on this line, right? Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Each and every time it hit it, we had good buying pressure. Stock sold off, it hit that line. Now is undervalued on that RSI. Going to that lower time frame, you guys will see here. Let's go ahead and see the great breakout, setting that alert, new trend formed. The stock popped up, right? Super high, it dipped down. We sold about 80% of our shares in here, right? In this range at about $100. Now, the reason why, locked in guaranteed profit, and we're holding the remainder 20% just in case, and now the stock has been pushing up even higher. So it worked out extremely, extremely well. Okay, we executed a good trade. We knew we were locked in guaranteed profit. We covered about 80% of our shares. So now we're just going to continue to hold these next 2 trades over the next couple of days. So guys, I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe. And this is exactly how I grow that small account, is just being consistent with trades just like this. So like, follow, and if you want to sign up with Moomoo, which is the broker I've been using, there's a link down below where you guys can get up to 60 free stocks. I'll see you guys in there. Don't forget code FALL for our school, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.